Gervonta ain't ready. Gervonta Davis is ducking. Imagine pushing the narrative that Gervonta Tank Davis was ducking anybody. But lo and behold, construction is now underway and he just purchased his block, West Baltimore. That's what I want to talk about in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, I made an in-depth video about Gervonta Davis, true real one. He just purchased his block. The city that raised him, Baltimore, Maryland, West Baltimore. The buildings where probably when he was a youth, he used to run in and out of, up and down the stairs. He purchased some property there, right? With the notion, and you guys see it on the screen, GTD development. He plans to begin construction, or they've already begun construction. And make sure you stay tuned to the end of this video because Boxingego obtained some exclusive footage from the event yesterday. So you'll feast your eyes on that, but you got to stay tuned to the end of this video. So with GTD development underway, the man has big things in store. He's giving back to his community. He's giving back to the section, the region that raised him. And I tip my hat off to them. And it's funny because you have people in boxing who they say they're street dudes. They claim to be, about their business and I stand on business and I'm from the block and these types of things. But I see people hating on the fact that Gervonta Davis made this power move. In my other video, I talked about it. It's been picked up by World Star, Say Cheese. Shout out to those non-boxing platforms who are using their big platforms to showcase something like this from Gervonta Davis before the holidays. I think that's important because the holidays, that's what the holidays are for. Giving back, paying it forward. Now, I've already stated this. If Gervonta Davis has a negative news cycle, meaning argument with his girl, altercation with somebody, push, shove somebody, they say he did a hit and run, if he didn't pay his taxes, if a jeweler says he didn't pay the tab, if a restaurant said he didn't pay the tab and he dined and ditched, whatever the negative news is, that news would be reported first. And it's unfortunate because when it's positive news with Gervonta Tank Davis, just like Floyd, they're doing them just like Floyd. They don't want to say anything. As I always say, they whisper your successes, but they broadcast your failures. And that's what we're seeing. So this is really Floyd Mayweather incarnate. This is Floyd Mayweather 2.0. Not saying Gervonta Davis fights like Floyd Mayweather or has the same career even, but we talk about hate. When I remember ESPN, Mayweather was about to fight Pacquiao and they ran a segment, and I'll never forget this. The ESPN segment for Pacquiao, they showed a montage of Manny Pacquiao, like woo woo woo. I believe and he was hitting the heavy bag and moving around and ba 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 woo 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 do. And it looked cool little Jim Rocky Balboa. You tell you something you already know, kid. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbow, right? Cool little training montage of Manny Pacquiao. On the same clip, the same segment, they showed Floyd Mayweather being arrested and getting taken out of the courtroom with his hands behind his back like this in cuffs. What on earth does that have to do with Mayweather versus Pacquiao? Right? And let's keep it real. If we're being fair, if we're being reasonable, if you specialize in impartiality, then you would know that Manny Pacquiao is not a saint. Manny Pacquiao has been accused of rooster fighting. He's been accused of cheating on his wife, and he's, a religious man. He's had gambling and alcohol, controversies and things like that. He said some things about a certain segment, because I don't want to say it on YouTube, but he said they're worse than animals, right? So a certain group, he said that certain group of people are worse than animals. But when it's a black athlete and a black fighter, Floyd Mayweather, what do? They show you the most heinous, when he did a 90-day plea bargain for allegedly, getting in an altercation with his ex, who is now deceased, right? That's what they showed. So to promote the Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao fight, they show Floyd in cuffs. Just like even BoxRec, and I like BoxRec overall as a site, but I want to say it was Gervonta or Shakur Stevenson. It was a black fighter, and for the longest, their profile picture was a mugshot. Like they had got arrested for something, and they used the mugshot as the profile pic. So if you go to look up Gervonta Davis's resume, you would be met with his mugshot. Come on, we know what that is. We know what that is. And now, just like Mayweather before him, Gervonta Davis is getting that same level of hate. So I took to my social media, which you all should be following, at Boxingego on X, aka formerly known as Twitter, at Boxingego1. The link is in the description for my Instagram, right? I put out this tweet. Hashtag unpopular opinion. Imagine pushing the tank is ducking narrative when he was working on something that is much, much bigger than boxing. Behind the scenes, LOL, yikes, hashtag ego. And if you follow me on said platform X, I attached the link to the news, and it says boxer Gervonta Davis rehabbing the block that he came up on, Baltimore native, wow. And it's the YouTube video, and it shows the press conference. It shows the announcement. I told you, stay tuned to the end of this video. I will show you guys. This is the event yesterday, right? So you see right there, it says GTD development, and you see it on the hard hat. So they're about to start laying the groundwork to start rehabbing, renovating, and, there's dilapidated buildings, abandoned buildings. He purchased this real estate and these properties to give back, and they're creating affordable housing, which is why you see Gervonta Davis on the mic, and he's explaining why he's doing it. And he says, coming up, I'm just going to paraphrase. You guys could watch the actual presser. You see 6'4" behind him, who worked with AB as well. But he's basically saying, when I was a kid, we didn't necessarily have the right thing, so we got into the trouble that we got into, But now that he's made it, and he could have just made it and just left and never came back. Truly, Gervonta Davis never had to come back to his old stomping grounds. I mean, why would you? You're worth millions. You're a multimillionaire. You're friends with Drake. You have celebrity friends at this point. This is your current reality. But he came back to the trenches. He came back to the very spot that raised him. And he's given back in such a gracious way, I would say. And you still have people who are somehow, look, they got murals and stuff of him. He a Baltimore legend. I see Frank, rest in peace. But you would think everyone would be praising this, but that's not the case. So like I said, imagine pushing this narrative. Just think about what I'm saying. Think and subscribe to the channel while you at it. Best in the business. It's not even close. Just think about this. Imagine pushing this notion that Tank Davis is afraid and he's ducking this fighter, that fighter, Devin, Haney, or whoever. But behind the scenes, he's putting together this massive deal, which will probably be lucrative for him long term. It'll be beneficial to his city that he came from. Like I said in my tweet, these things are bigger than boxing. I really don't judge a fighter based on his ability to box, because there's POS fighters. There's people who know how to fight and rumble, but in real time, they're arrogant or jerks or bad people. I judge a man by his character, his virtues, his principles. Is he a family man? You know, does he take care of his kids? Those things. Gervonta Davis, well played. Fair play to him. But it's just ironic because, again, people think that it's just boxing. Oh, he's ducking and stuff. And little do they know he was working on this big project. So everyone's like, oh, why he didn't respond to Devin Haney and send a contract and this and that. He taking care of his community. So when you put it in perspective, is he really bothered about fighters talking bad about him on social media or a social media call out? You know, Bill Haney said that he was the ex-face of boxing. I mean, with this move, this is a power move. So I don't think he's the ex-face of anything. Look, he's on the news. Look, he's on the news. Everybody that's talking about this is praising him for this. I have videos of it and posts of it that are going viral, as do the people who actually posted it and didn't just hide the news. Like I said, how come when it's positive news, they don't want to talk about it, but let it be negative Gervonta news and everyone's on it? This is just big. So like I said, this is bigger than boxing, and I respect what Gervonta Davis has done. And again, imagine getting on social media and being worried about like a call out because somebody called him out, and he's doing things like this. You got to look crazy. There ain't no way you don't look crazy. So I'm sure his next fight will be announced in due course, but Gervonta clearly has bigger fish to fry. Subscribe to my channel. YouTube will now show you some other videos I've produced. You'll definitely be interested in. Watch those to get caught up on all your boxing news. I'm the best in the business, and it's not even close.